Have you ever wondered what happens to pain when there's no one left to hear it? When a scream goes unheard, does it vanish? Or does it stay, echoing in the dark, waiting for someone, anyone to listen? They say it's just an old building, that the walls are just concrete, that the cold is just the wind slipping through broken windows. But anyone who's been near Marrowick Asylum knows better. The place isn't abandoned. Not really. Something's still in there. Something left behind. Marowick was shut down in 1977. No formal announcement, no press release. One day it was running, and the next its gates were chained, and the staff scattered like mice from fire. The official story was funding cuts. But even back then, locals whispered something else. Stories about patients gone missing, about things seen through security monitors that couldn't be explained, about one wing they sealed shut without reason. Now all that remains is a sagging husk of what used to be. Ivy eats through the brick. Windows are black holes. The fence is rusted and torn, as if someone or something clawed its way in or out. Teens go there sometimes for dares or ghost hunts. Most come back shaken. One didn't come back at all. That was 2 years ago. Her name was Malin, 17, kind, shy, the sort of girl who apologized when she sneezed too loud. She went in with a group of friends, phones in hand, streaming the whole thing. The video made it to the local news, then to Reddit, then everywhere. It starts like you'd expect. Flashlights, nervous laughter, the sound of sneakers crunching glass. Then things turn. At first it's subtle. Their lights flicker, but only Malin's dies completely. She's separated for less than 2 minutes. When they find her again, she's standing still in one of the old patient rooms, staring at the wall. Her eyes are wide open. She's whispering something no one can make out. They call her name. She doesn't respond. Then she screams. Not loud, not wild, just wrong. Like something learning how to scream for the first time. They dragged her out. She didn't speak for weeks, wouldn't eat, wouldn't sleep. She'd wake in the middle of the night clawing at her face, whispering that he wants out. She didn't live to see winter. They found her in the bathtub. Cold water, no blood, no signs of struggle. Only that same whispering, still playing from her cracked phone on the floor. He wants out. He wants out. He wants out. That should have been the end of it. But it wasn't. Something had shifted in the town. People near the asylum started having the same dream. Always the same. A long hallway, flickering lights, the smell of bleach and rot, and footsteps behind them, slow and wet. When they turned around, they'd wake up screaming. A janitor working night shift at a nearby factory vanished after reporting hearing a voice through the intercom system. An old woman living 3 blocks from the asylum gouged out her own eyes, muttering, "He's in the walls." A truck driver swerved off the road near the asylum gate, his last recorded message to dispatch. "There's someone walking in the middle of the road, but he's not moving right, not like a person should." No one wants to believe this kind of thing. We tell ourselves there are no monsters, that every horror has a reason, a label, a diagnosis. But what if the thing inside Marowick never had a name? What if it was never a person at all? Old records mention a patient called Subject 6D. No real name, no history, just transferred in from another institution that burned down in 1952. Nurses refused to care for him. Guards wouldn't enter his room alone. There are notes in the margins, scrawled in pencil, that simply read, "Eyes black when he's angry, hums in reverse, and do not speak to it." Eventually, the records stop mentioning him, but there's no discharge, no transfer, no death certificate. People think the asylum is empty, but if you step inside, the air changes. It's like the building's holding its breath. Every noise is just a little off, like you're hearing it through water. Some swear they've seen a shape in the west wing, tall, thin, slightly hunched, like it's listening, like it's waiting. There's graffiti all over the walls now, but one tag is older than the rest, scratched deep under layers of pain and dust. 5 words. He does not forget pain. Some ghost hunters came through last fall, a crew from out of state, loud and cocky. They stayed the night. All of them made it out, but none of them have spoken publicly since. The lead investigator? Last seen wandering a parking garage at 3 a.m., talking to a wall. One of the camera operators tried to burn all their tapes. Tried, but someone got hold of one before he could. It's shaky, barely audible, but right before the battery dies, a voice, low, angry, like rocks grinding, whispers, "New skin soon." So the question is no longer, what happened at Marowick? It's, how long can it stay inside? And more importantly, what if it's already learning how to leave? They should have sealed the place with concrete. They should have burned it down. But instead, Marowick still stands, rotting, breathing, remembering. 1 month ago, the town council quietly approved a demolition order. No media, no press, just a signed document buried under permits. The team hired was from 3 counties over, contractors with no ties to the local stories. They showed up at dawn, tools in hand, ready to erase what generations feared to name. By noon, one of the crew, Jorel, was missing. No one saw him leave. No one heard a thing. They found his gloves by the entrance, fingertips torn, like he'd been clawing at the ground. The rest refused to continue. Said the place was wrong. Not haunted, wrong. The job was shut down before the sun set. The town said it was budget cuts again, but someone had to go back in to document what was left before demolition resumed. That someone was Lyra, a local, 34, quiet. Grew up 3 streets from Marowick and never believed the stories. She volunteered, thought it would help lay the rumors to rest. Just a camera, a flashlight, and a checklist of rooms to inspect. She made it through most of the building until she reached the West Wing. The camera footage, never meant for public release, was leaked by someone in city records. No sound, just video. Lyra walks down the hall, stops, turns her head slightly as if hearing something we can't. The light flickers. Then she smiles, but not like herself. Her face, so calm, so unnatural. She raises the camera, points it directly at her face, and mouths something. No sound. Just 3 words over and over. He is listening. Then the feed cuts. They never found her. Not her body, not even her clothes. Only the camera, placed carefully on the floor, and her clipboard, with all the rooms checked off. Every room, except one. Room 6D. The demolition team never returned. No one talks about it officially, but people around town know. The asylum is still there, still waiting. And the feeling, that low, creeping unease, has started spreading again. Children hear humming through their baby monitors. Security alarms trip without cause. People wake with blood under their nails and no memory of dreaming. One man woke screaming, convinced something had been watching him through his ceiling vent all night. The paramedics said his pupils were fully dilated in daylight. He died of heart failure the next morning. Only 39 years old. The worst part? No one's entering the asylum anymore, but it doesn't seem to need that anymore. Whatever is in there, it's learning, reaching, testing. One theory, a terrifying one, says the entity isn't bound to the building, that it used the asylum like a shell, like a cocoon. And now, after decades of feeding on pain, on fear, on screams no one listened to, it's ready to move. Not all at once, not dramatically, just through stories, through memories, through video. It spreads through us. Every time someone tells the story of Marowick, every time someone watches the footage, hears the name, reads the warnings, something slips a little further out. People laugh at it. They call it internet fiction. But think about this. Why is it that after hearing the name Marowick, you feel colder? Why did the lights in your room feel a little dimmer just now? Why did your phone buzz and when you checked it, there was no message? Why did you feel watched? It's because he doesn't need the asylum anymore. He never did. That place was just where he waited. And now you know about him. You heard his name. He heard yours too. So tonight, if you hear humming through your walls, or if the shadows in your hallway seem a little too still, don't check, don't answer, and above all, don't listen. Because the story of Marowick isn't over. It's just looking for its next chapter, and it might be yours.